All right, my name's Adam Mork, and I'll be going over the user interface for our application. I'll start with an overview of how it works, then I'll go into the main screen where you see the map, and the preferences screen where you can adjust the settings of the map. So our application consists of two main components. There's a main screen where you can see the map with the hotspots that are nearby and some information about the security, whether it's public or not, and also the provider. We also have a preferences screen which lets you change the settings of the map, so you can specify you only want to see AT&T hotspots or only T-Mobile hotspots. It also lets you select whether you want to see secure or only public hotspots. Also on the preferences screen, there's a button to see nearby available wireless networks, which are in range for the iPhone. This data is also then later used to upload to our servers. If the user decides to click upload hotspot data, it'll go to our server and it'll show up immediately on the map next time it loads. We tried to design the user interface so it was easy and intuitive, minimal clicks to get from one place to another. Typically it's around 2 or 3 clicks to do almost everything in the app. Right. Our main view is the map view, and it shows the location of Wi-Fi hotspots within the specified range on a map. There's also a color for whether it's public or not, and we also display the current location as given by the iPhone's GPS. Currently, we're using a maps implementation that is generated by our server when you place a request. This is what we're using on the OS 2. iPhone OS 3 provides the developer with access to the built-in map kit that the iPhone Maps application uses. It's a lot more responsive, faster loading, looks a lot better, but this isn't available right now in the app we have because the new OS is beta and it probably won't be out till the end of the summer, so that's something to maybe worry about in the future. This is how the main screen looks. You can click on preferences to change from the maps to the preferences screen. You can also click on a hotspot to get more information like the provider, whether it's secure. You can also see the last time that it was uploaded and also the connection strength when it was uploaded. This is the preferences screen. It lets you change the search radius, adjust your hotspot security preferences and the providers you want to see. The button called Available Wi-Fi lets you view available networks. It also displays information about whether it's secure or not. The Upload Data button lets you upload information about nearby hotspots to the triPhi database. This helps out triPhi because we get more information about hotspots with GPS data. And it'll also show up on the map next time the user loads the map. So the next thing I'll talk about is the future direction of where we're trying to take the application and things that you might want to look into in the future. One of the things we're working on is to display hotspots in offline mode. Basically the way we would do this is every time that we make a request to the map, we save that information to the iPhone in a database. So if the iPhone doesn't have internet connectivity, it can just load previous data that it's already downloaded as long as it meets the search criteria. This might be useful for like an iPod Touch user or an iPhone if you're stranded out in the middle of nowhere with no Edge, 3G, or Wi-Fi coverage. They would help you get some internet access. We're also going to better maps implementation. The OS 3, like I mentioned before, has the map kit framework, which lets you make really nice, quick, responsive maps, something that will probably happen when OS 3 launches. Then the other thing we're working on is show current direction. This would be useful if you know that there's a hotspot you want to go to, but you're not quite sure which way to go, and probably more useful in offline mode because you wouldn't have a map to look at for reference. But this is just some of the stuff we're working on for the future. And Next up, we're going to have a demonstration of the current application that we have. And then after that, David Knutson is going to talk about what you've seen in the presentation and sort of wrap up and give you a conclusion.